Hi guys, I'm back. So I'm sorry about that. My mother didn't feel like having dinner tonight. She's not feeling so well, so she had me run to the store to get like comfort food. And I bought some vodka, and I'm making some au gratin potatoes and some falafel, I think, or maybe just the potatoes actually. Yeah, and I've got a nice vodka drink, and I'm going live. Hi guys, I love you. We're going to Burning Crusade Anniversary. I'm gonna play some Drunken Burning Crusade Anniversary. Hi, pretty kitties. Some good that. Yes. Some good kitty. Good kitty. The good kitty. Oh, I need to get my headphones on. Yeah, there we go.
May I be of service? May you find what you seek.
Maybe I better go turn on that first. It is annoying, I gotta say. Potatoes and some. Hope they smell good, kitty. Trader Joe's potatoes, they were like $4. That's probably gonna be my dinner. Potatoes smell good.
Chronokai Christor. Remember the lessons of the past. Remain vigilant.
I think I'll do the missing fisherman first because it's further. I could always hard back here to get back. Yeah, it seems like they want me to go down there. 10 plus 9 trees company. Yeah, it seems like they want me to go down that direction, so I will. Oh, apparently there's some kind of thing here? I don't know. I will follow the walk.
Listening. May the stars guide you.
Oh my, you had the very low. They say, oh, be careful with your ADHD medication. You're gonna get addicted to your ADHD medication. Well, I have ADHD, so I fucking lost my medication. I fucking lost it. Picked it up the day I picked it up, I lost it. I don't know where it is. And you know what? It's been 3.5 weeks now, and I just took the out. I took the out. Because what was I gonna do? Call up the pharmacy and go, oh no, my controlled narcotics are gone. Well, when you new ones, they're gonna go, drug dealer. And no, I swear to God, I just actually have the disorder that you gave me the things for. I lost them. I don't know what to do. Took the L. It's been like a month now. I'm like, well, I guess I'm just going out.
It was also meth. It's also meth. Just admit it. You're smoking meth in between videos.
Without my finance for a month, and I guess I'm just gonna pick it up whenever it is. And I will say, it definitely.
An incredible act of bravery caught on camera. A man sprinting across several lanes of Interstate 93 near Boston, dodging traffic to save a driver in distress. Adolfo Molina is the man running alongside the blue car as it speeds in the shoulder next to the median. Molina trying to open one of the doors. He says he first noticed the driver unconscious behind the wheel.
Yeah, you see somebody going out of control, you fucking help them.
That's when he pulled over his own truck to help. The risky move, a
Probably just stop. I would probably cut use my car to stop.
dangerous attempt, but Molina believes his own safety was in the care of someone else's hands. His wife Maite thinking about what could have happened.
The first thing that came to my mind was, oh my God, and then I was like, oh my God, I would have become a widow and my children.
Eventually, another driver was able to help Molina bring the car to a stop until police arrived. The 25-year-old Uber driver, originally from the Dominican Republic.
This is the most insane thing I've ever experienced. What the hell am I doing with my life? Once upon a time, this was an arsenal. It's a massive tourist attraction. With that comes opportunity to start with a massive backlash.
There's a lack of respect for the traditions because mass tourism becomes very aggressive.
Ya muchos turistas se están apoderando de nuestras costumbres y las están modificando.
And how many of these people walking these streets really have a clue what this holiday is? Or are they just here to party?
The festival is certainly a lot of fun, but does it still represent an authentic Mexican experience? And in an era of mass tourism, does such a thing even exist? I'm visiting Oaxaca, a state synonymous with indigenous culture and a popular stop for Instagrammers.
Oaxaca is all the rage right now.
I'm working and living in Oaxaca City.
I cannot believe that this is my life and I got to experience this.
The city centre is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. But after a morning walking its streets, things are starting to feel somewhat surreal.
I mean, to begin with, when you see all this stuff, it looks amazing, it's really exciting, and you think it's so traditional and so wonderful. I've been here for a little while now, and I'm just sort of starting to be overwhelmed by marigolds and skulls.
Mexico is changing. International tourists and digital workers arrive in their droves, appropriating culture, gentrifying neighbourhoods, and distorting the economy with their greater spending power. This has led to growing anger and protests around the country.
Oaxaca que nosotros conocimos o con el que crecimos ya no existe.
Paula and Flor are local women fighting against the effects of mass tourism on Oaxaca City, which has seen a 77% increase since the pandemic.
Estamos pagando las consecuencias de que venga ese turismo, porque los precios de las viviendas aumentan, la canasta básica aumenta, todo aumenta.
Le preguntamos a una persona que trabaja en el sector turístico si lo que gana le alcanza para vivir dignamente. La respuesta es que no.
Realmente hay demasiada gente comprando en Oaxaca y más en el centro. Hay mucho americano, mucho extranjero. He comprado muchas personas que la hacen Airbnb.
This is one of the neighbourhoods very close to the centre of Oaxaca. It never used to look like this. This used to have local people living here. Local people have had to move elsewhere because they can't afford the rent. Most of the key concerns here are kind of cost of living issues, but beyond that, there's this whole cultural issue as well, with Oaxaca swiftly becoming a kind of Mexican Disneyland.
I think for the people, my understanding, it's a blessing but also a curse.
Yeah, I can see why the locals are struggling.
I think it's hard, like, to find like a balance between getting money from tourists and then like keeping it local.
Do you think we need to be better tourists?
Yes.
And how do we do that?
You know, that is, well, that is really a difficult question.
To attempt to answer it, I need to escape the city for Oaxaca's rural indigenous heartlands.
They have to mix by hand, so all of this is going to be mixed by hand.
You could sell this as a jacuzzi as part of your wellness retreat, couldn't you?
I'm on a family-run cactus farm in Santiago, Matalan, the traditional home of mezcal. My guide here is Lily Palmer Santos, a California native from an indigenous Oaxacan family.
I'm a proud descendant of the Zapotec people, a civilization that has existed for more than 3,000 years and still exists in Oaxaca.
After returning to her roots in 2013, Lily set up Zapotec Travel, which focuses on responsible tourism and greater representation for indigenous and woman-led businesses in the region.
It's difficult to see tourism as anything but sort of an extractive process, right? I get the sense that indigenous people really aren't benefiting from that enough.
That is the reason why I started. I felt my people weren't being compensated. A cheap tour equals that someone down the line is getting the short end of the stick, and that was always indigenous people. It was never on their terms. They didn't have agency. They couldn't set their prices.
Global interest in mezcal has boomed in recent years, attracting interest from major drinks companies.
Salud. Salud.
But for traditional farmers like the Lopez family, this boom has only brought falling prices and an overcrowded market.
Tourist trap, Bacardi vehicle.
Authentic?
They're selling cheap tours or free tours just to get people drunk.
It's beyond just being a drink, right? And it's beyond being something that you sell to people.
The people used to make mezcal to enjoy with their families, not necessarily to be sold, but to bring community together, to drink with the ones that are not with us anymore. That's the connection that we have, because that drink comes from this land. There's no money that can buy that tradition, that culture, that legacy.
Perfect. Love fish and chips.
This one is for gentrification of my people's town. Oh.
We've seen in the city, the Instagram mindset is perhaps part of the problem, right? You also, of course, do use Instagram, and you've been very successful in growing your business through Instagram.
It's so much of one algorithm and people wanting certain things, the aesthetics, but I know that I can be part of the algorithm that's forcing things to change and making things to change, and I've seen it happen and I've been successful.
These are fresh, they're about to sell out. They first come, first serve, so get your butt here.
I'm very specific about getting the right message out there and not just any random post where I'm just like showing you flowers, but I'm showing you flowers and the message is support indigenous when you come to Oaxaca for Day of the Dead in 2026.
For many Mexicans, this is a sacred festival, marking the 3-day return of loved ones from the dead. But once intimate cemetery rituals are now a big draw, with locals complaining that insensitive tombstone tourism is becoming commonplace.
I feel a little weird vlogging in the cemetery here. Lots of video cameras and people with big long lenses.
It's become like a zoo. It's disrespectful to me. As a family, we would visit our loved ones and we visit them year round. You know, clean it up a little, add some more water. That's how we take care of our ancestors. For the vigil, we eat our dinner here, like on top of the tombs, and we have mezcal, we have beer.
Ya sabes que siempre tomamos un cigarro los dos juntos, caminamos, platicamos, con mucho respeto para ti, padre. Que sé que en el lugar donde estás es un lugar muy bonito para ti. Gracias por ser mi padre.
There is something specific about the indigenous story, right? And the history of indigenous people is a history of things being taken from them over many, many years.
You're hurting me with these questions.
Is this just another example that the culture is now being taken from you as well?
We certainly feel that way, but it stops with us. It stops with me. What I can do in the space of tourism is I'm trying to combat exactly that. The Secretary of Tourism has a lot of responsibility, and I don't think they really care. Que no se van a llevar lo que es nuestro.
Beautiful.
A new highway links Oaxaca City to the beach town of Puerto Escondido, now the focal point for tourism's rapid development along Oaxaca's Pacific coast.
Places you need to visit before they are too popular. This hidden paradise in Mexico is perfect for those seeking a mix of relaxation and adventure.
And unsurprisingly, there is not the infrastructure to cope with this massive, massive upturn in tourists. Even this is new, the traffic jam, something that Puerto Escondido once upon a time couldn't imagine, but now it's like Tenerife.
Alongside the increase in tourism, Puerto Escondido has become attractive to digital nomads, who stay for longer, drive rents higher, and are exempt from local taxes.
I've only been here for 3 or 4 days, but obviously I know that I'm adding to local problems, I suppose. You know, I would say that this is the world that we live in now, and it's up to these local authorities, I'd say, to do something. You know, I'm happy to pay taxes anywhere that I go.
I lived in the US for a long time, and the government made sure that I had my visa, that I paid my taxes, that I was working on what I said I was working, and the government is not doing that here, you know?
Puerto Escondido was once a small fishing village, but the relentless expansion of recent years has called into question the sustainability of Oaxaca's tourism model.
Cerca del mar.
¿Qué es la vida aquí en el mar? Hay mucha contaminación. En tiempo de lluvia, mucha basura.
So this is where it all began?
This is where it all began. Puerto Escondido was...
Almendra Gomez-Leiva is a local activist, working to protect what is left of the unspoiled coast.
It started a little bit before the pandemic, I think through social media, that Puerto Escondido became popular. People start looking at Puerto like an investment opportunity. There were like people building without even stepping a foot here. We felt kind of colonized because everything was in English. There were parties where locals were allowed. We felt like invaded.
But on top of that now, there's an environmental crisis as well.
Yeah, we didn't have the infrastructure. So a lot of people start building and there's no sewage system. So they have like septic system, and the government didn't regulate that. So sometimes we have spills. It causes like the pollution of the oceans too.
Here on a beach a little outside town, what constitutes sustainable tourism is less idyllic than the social media posts will have you believe.
This might be the most magical thing I've ever done in Mexico. Tonight, we joined a turtle release in Puerto Escondido.
Okay, before we start, how are you guys doing today? Good, okay. Thank you so much for your good vibes.
Welcome to Puerto Escondido baby turtle release, or as some people like to call it, seabird feeding time.
What are these white people doing with turtles?
At least we're having an experience.
Go home to your tract housing.
You can take a picture?
Sure, why not?
What are these white people doing with turtles?
Oh my God, they're too cute. Be on your way. Don't get eaten.
They told us that it's an NGO that's for a good cause. They support the wildlife here. It's supposed to be sustainable tourism. I hope that's true.
Are you surprised with how it sort of is orchestrated?
It's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people, isn't it? A lot of
Yeah.
turtles, though.
We didn't expect that many people.
Yeah, me either. And maybe there's no damage being done by this whole
Maybe no.
process.
Yes.
It can feel very difficult to feel like you're being a good tourist at times, right?
Yeah. I suppose it makes some people feel better. I don't know if it makes me feel better.
Right, I think mine's about to go. Next time, next wave. He's gone. No, he's still there.
You guys didn't birth the turtles, but yeah. That guy might have.
So many people queuing up for their chance to sort of have a photo with a turtle is a little bit unsavoury. But potentially there's good things coming out of it as well. I mean, like Oaxaca, you know, what's real, what's helping? I mean, I'm naturally cynical about these things, and I sort of worry that we're doing more harm than good here. Memorable thing for your Instagram. Is that enough? Don't think so. Tricky.
A little further down the coast lies Manialtepec Lagoon, one of the world's most important sites for bioluminescence.
Para mí es nuestra madre. Y está viva. La naturaleza está viva y te trata como tú la trates a ella.
For now at least, tourism here remains comparatively low-key and beneficial to the local economy. But as visitor numbers grow, so too will the existential threat caused by increased human contamination.
As is the custom, I've removed my clothes, ready to go into this sort of tent-like structure which keeps out the light, because it's quite a light evening with the full moon, and we're hopefully going to see some bioluminescence.
A moment of tranquility for me, but as tourism continues its inevitable spread further along this coast, the battle to retain the real Oaxaca creeps ever closer.
What brings you here? Alone light your path. Goddess, watch over you. May the stars guide you.
Oh, I have to go to the fucking trainer. Did I do this thing? I did this thing. I can leave. Yay, I did the thing. Yes. What? Dogs aren't the only people who have fun on the planet. Kick. Kick. That's a real horse, bitch. Yes. Yes. Oh no.
This Reddit mod just called Congress because he lost his job as a Reddit mod. I have never seen a stereotype more true in my life. This guy's entire life revolves around being a Reddit mod, and he is doing his absolute best to destroy it. Because just within the span of a few weeks, this former Reddit mod went from getting kicked off his own community to, I guess, making phone calls to the US Congress like he's uncovering some sort of like online conspiracy. And somehow this wasn't even a meltdown in his head. This was his mission to make people see what only he could see.
Hello, Spez, Mr. CEO of Reddit. I hope you have received this public video that I have created and sent to you via your email. This video is about a topic of deadly seriousness. I was the top moderator of your #1 gaming subreddit, r/livestreamfail, before I was recently removed from that position by the Reddit Code of Conduct team.
So, if you spent any time watching live streams on whatever platform—
Why do men your age not understand how to shave?
chances are you
learn to shave, you fucking scrub. I can't listen to anything you say. The beard spoke louder. God damn it. Yes. It's DMCA though. It's DMCA. Yes, wake up for the cookie, baby. You know that's... Yeah, you know that smells really good. It's a fucking cookie. Of course it's good. Wait, I have to go figure out where I'm going, I suppose, before I run somewhere. Oh, yeah. Yes! Oh, yeah, that's some good cookie. Ah, it was almost sexual. Why are we on this weird... Why did YouTube decide to pitch this shit from 20 years ago? What's going on?
We were taking care of her for like a week, and then when that weekend ended, her family didn't come back for her. They just said she was going to be better off with us.
¿Qué? ¿Qué se pasa?
She was already 3 years old, so it was kind of a bittersweet feeling. I was happy to keep her, but I also knew she was kind of suffering in a sense. They've been her family for 3 years, so it was kind of bittersweet.
No, Chihuahuas barely eat anything, and they're fucking wonderful.
In that sense, but I was, of course, glad that she was with me. My name is Leila, and this is Lolita's story for GOV. I remember the first time we met, I instantly wanted to cry when I saw her. When you see her in person, you're like, oh my god, this is the smallest dog I ever seen. She's like 2 pounds. I cannot tolerate how cute she is. Oh, your mama. It still happens to me. Sometimes when I see her, I want to cry. She has like this face that I call like the old lady face, that she does like kind of, she closes her eyes and does this weird face. She does it when maybe she hasn't seen me for a while. She's not like this Chihuahua stereotypical personality, but she has her way of putting limits, like saying, I don't like this or I don't want this, which I think is really healthy because she's so small that you could just like grab her and take her wherever you want. I try to respect her space and her signs as much as possible. I think she has like an independent personality. But
my kitty's having a little bit of the au gratin potato like leavovers and stuff, a little bit left in the bottom of the bowl. She's having like an orgasmically good time right now.
But also like she likes being around me all the time. She really likes like human contact. She loves whenever we go to the beach or to a park or whatever, she just like wanders. She leaves my side, she goes walking to another like group of people and she just sits in the middle like saying, I'm here, just pet me. So she does that a lot, and everybody, of course, like whenever I walk through the streets or I'm just in a public space, people are like, oh my god, and I hear people saying, oh my god, what's that? It's like a rat. People always say she doesn't look like a real dog. I feel so protective of her, and I really want to.
She is a real dog.
I am a triple Trumper, and I left MAGA.
You fucking idiot.
For years, I was able to rationalize support.
Sure, yeah, you were able to rationalize being a Nazi. Yeah, you could. You were able to rationalize it, huh?
Supporting him, even though he was doing all these terrible things, because I didn't give a shit. But the day everything changed and I left MAGA was when he did this.
When you self-identified as gay and you realized that all of the homophobes in the world are right-wing. I know what it is. I know what it is. You can tell from the eyes.
Same bad thing he's been doing for the last 9 years, but it affected me a little bit.
Hating on black people, hating on gay people, hating on Mexicans, hating on fucking poor people, hating on everybody, yeah.
I couldn't take that. How could he cross that line? I mean, he crossed it over and over and over and over again, and I didn't really think about it. I mean, I just had the wool pulled over my eyes, and it wasn't even my fault. And I've totally changed as a person, even though this happened 3 weeks ago. So
3 weeks ago, I've totally changed as a person, even though it's only been 3 weeks.
Can't really get mad at me because
I got mad at you, bitch. I'm mad at you.
Because I'm a different.
You started dating a liberal, didn't you?
Person. None of the things you
She deigned to come down from heaven above.
Say apply to me because I'm good now. I take full accountability.
Because I'm good now, and you're not good now.
I didn't do anything wrong.
You did. You empowered a fucking child rapist to destroy our government with his Dogecoin. I'm sorry, does the reality really not compute? I'm sure it doesn't. You're an idiot.
People are leaving MAGA and crying about it. And naturally, I have thoughts. Hello, ladies, men, and non-binary friends. Welcome back. Yes, the people who we told for years that this guy is a monster have recently discovered that this guy is a monster. Groundbreaking. I've been wanting to talk about this for a while, but frankly, there were more important topics to cover instead. Up until this point, I had decided against it. But now that more and more people are coming out of the MAGA cult, even after voting 3 times for that disgusting troll, it seems more important than ever to cover this topic because I've started to see some trends that are frankly worrying. First and foremost, I want to talk about one of the most common things that I've seen from these videos. I didn't vote for this. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You just didn't think that it was going to affect you.
You.
Because how is it that the rest of us knew that this was going to happen? How is it that the crazy radical left was somehow fear-mongering, but also right? How? Because you didn't listen, you didn't pay attention, you didn't want to believe it, you didn't even want to know. But the information was there. It was always there. We were given the same information. We also have historical precedent. When people have said
the populist we love everybody approach, you chose the non-populist hate everybody approach, and we hate you. You're the only people that we hate. You should see bigotry from the left. It's not fun. It's the rejection of everything that is right.
Said and promised the things that Donald Trump and his administration have said.
You think you've seen bigotry with your little M words and your Nazi symbols and your bullshit about Mexico and fucking kicking all the Mexicans out of the country? Wait until you see how really intolerant a leftist is against you. And this is God's funny laugh. God laughs at this. God made this.
And promised, this has been...
Wait till you're way more ostracized than the Mexicans that you despise, you fucking racist pieces of shit. Wait until you're the Mexican.
The outcome. This is not new. Othering marginalized groups and blaming them for all of the problems being faced has always led to the violence and torture and genocide of these groups.
Yeah, when the left wing gets out of hand, you get like STDs and the free love, power, flower power revolution and, you know, love and peace and the civil rights movement. When the right wing gets out of hand, you get World War I, World War II, Vietnam War, Afghanistan, COVID, and Iran.
Groups. And it has never ever just been these marginalized groups who have been affected. The violence has always spilled over to larger populations, to the common folk. The people with the most power and the most money are always at fault when shit is bad. Sorry, that's the formula, because they are the ones who are shaping the culture and the systems in place. They are the ones who are benefiting while others starve. It is always their fucking fault, not some random trans kid in Kansas. So I'm sick of the I didn't vote for this nonsense. Because all this means, when people say this, is that when another Nazi starts running for office, you're just gonna fall for the same shit again. If you don't have an understanding that the premise of the campaign, that the messages he was running on are inherently evil and morally corrupt,
then we can't help you. You're just an idiot who pushes Satan's goals.
You have not learned anything.
You're just an idiot who backs Satan.
Not learned anything, and I don't feel fucking bad for you. Did you know over 550 million plastic shampoo bottles are thrown out in the...
Oh my god, I stopped using shampoo when I was... No, I'm just kidding. I stopped using... I stopped using shampoo when I was like 22, and I've stuck to bars of soap since I was 20 years old or something. I wash myself every day. I've taken 2 showers today. But I wash myself every day, you understand? Like every day, and I use soap. I don't use shampoo because soap doesn't come in a bottle.
Every single year. The vast majority...
It comes in a thin sheet of wax paper that we recycle.
Majority of these shampoo bottles just end up in another landfill and take approximately 400...
Most people, they don't really understand. They're like, why do you smell so good? I get that all the time. They're like, why do you smell so good? Because I use soap and not shampoo. Shampoo doesn't do shit except get the oil out of your hair. Soap will get the oil out of your entire body. If you scrub every inch of your body with soap, you won't feel any oil, you know?
Well met. Light bless you. Light be with you. Go with honor, friend, for the Alliance. Be careful. Greetings. Go with honor, friend. Be careful.
Druid tank good for SSC. What am I doing here? I'm doing Traders Communications, some kind of pat. Engineer Spark Overgrind. He's on the beach, but he's stealthed or something. Warrior's so good.
In 50 years to break down. But one of the benefits to living in the year 2026 is that we now have environmentally conscious alternatives. I was looking for a bar, shampoo, and conditioner for years, but a lot of them really failed to actually nourish my hair. They would dry out my scalp, they would fuck up my waves, and I struggled to find that Goldilocks just right option where I could help out the environment and still look fabulous. Kitsch reached out, and I've been using their rice water protein shampoo and conditioner bars for quite a few months now. My hair feels strong and shiny, and Kitsch has sold over 16 million shampoo and conditioner bars. These bars are power packed with rice water protein, which helps generate hair growth and also strengthen your hair. I've noticed less breakage. I've noticed that my hair has been softer and the lather is so nice. And I've been able to ditch those plastic shampoo and conditioner bottles for good, which has allowed me to make my hair routine just a little bit more eco-friendly. These shampoo and conditioner bars are made without sulfates, parabens, or phthalates, just clean, powerful ingredients that work across all hair types. With my discount, you can get the set for $21, or if you just want to try one, you can get one bar for about $11 with my discount. Kitsch also ships internationally to 90 different countries, and you can use my discount code to get 25% off. Thank you so much to Kitsch for sponsoring this video, and thank you to you for giving them a try. Make sure to check them out. Supporting my sponsors is the best way to support me. Now back to the video. Today we're going to talk about Carter Brown, who has recently gone viral after posting about her departure from the conservative death cult that is MAGA. Now, I wanted to talk about Carter Brown specifically because while I have seen leaving MAGA videos of all sorts and varieties, this is the one that has gotten what I believe to be the most amount of attention online, and is kind of like a live case study, so to speak.
So for those that don't know, I am a 3-time Trump voter. I left MAGA in 2025, and I am trying to use my voice the best way that I can and sharing information that I'm learning for the first time ever. I did not know about Katie Johnson before about a week ago. And if I didn't know about her, I'm willing to bet that there are a lot of people who are also have left MAGA or still in MAGA supporting it that don't know about her story either.
Okay, so for those that don't know, what she's talking about here is Katie Johnson, who sued Donald Trump for raping her when she was 13 years old at Jeffrey Epstein's house in New York City. She was forced to drop the case after receiving multiple death threats. There's allegedly truth to this, because if there wasn't, then obviously he would have sued her for defamation or something. Horrible. Pedophilia in every situation is horrible. Katie Johnson is a white woman, or white girl rather. The thing that really rubs me the wrong way with this is like, well, I didn't know about Katie Johnson. That would have changed everything. Okay, but you did know about E. Jean Carroll. Everybody knew about E. Jean Carroll. Throw a stone. Literally any of the other atrocities that Trump and his administration have committed weren't enough for you.
¿Y tú?
Guatemala.
No llores. Vas a llegar con... Mira, ella te va a explicar y te va a ayudar. ¿Cierto, Consulado?
¿Te va a pasar con su consulado?
Papá. Papá. Con mi tía por lo menos para que después llegue.
It needed to be a white girl for you to feel something, for you to really change your mind about him. Like,
We were also just very focused on the fact that Trump was draining the swamp. He was just projecting. Like, I now see it for what it is now. But like, I never heard someone say, yeah, he's just projecting here. Like, he is the swamp. Never heard that. Never once, like, yes, I heard the, grab him by the thing, heard all that, but like...
Okay, so this I also resent. Even if he wasn't always like a billionaire, Trump was always a multimillionaire. He came from generational wealth. He came from power. Just notoriously racist. Like, all of these things that are public record.
My father gave me a small loan of $1 million.
In what way did you think he was draining the swamp? He has always been aligned with power and privilege. There was nothing about him that was ever common man. Maybe just the fact that he felt like he could just say whatever the fuck he wanted was appealing to racist, homophobic people who really wanted to say what the fuck they wanted and weren't able to because of, social norms and basic human fucking decency. Again, I'm getting heated about this. Let's move on.
I'm also under the impression that this is God's plan. This, he's anti-abortion. He's our guy. So there's a lot that went into the brainwashing and indoctrination into supporting MAGA. Now, I say all this to say that I will not be shamed.
See, I don't give a flying fuck if somebody follows leftism. I don't give a flying fuck. It's not some cult. I don't need somebody to join my cult. so numbers are superior or something. I don't give a flying fuck if somebody's a leftist, but I'm fairly sure every right-winger really cares if somebody's right-wing or not.
Shame for learning about this stuff for the first time. Like, I understand that I was extremely ignorant, blissfully unaware, head in the sand, going about my life thinking, you know, yeah, the world's so terrible, but you know, Jesus will come back soon. So what do I need to do? That was my mentality.
Unless you're literally working like 3 fucking jobs to try to like keep your head above water, I'm sorry, there's no excuse that you can't remain like base level informed.
I'm not absolving you from your trip. You guys are not little kids. You are fucking 30 years old. And you need to be aware of what's happening in the world.
Oh, well, you know, I'm not going to be ashamed for being uninformed. And I'm like, no, you should be shamed. You were uninformed, and that led to you voting for a fucking Nazi 3 times, along with your biases and your bigotry. There is some shame that you need to fucking feel for that. You should feel guilty for that, because you have participated in a system that led to enormous amounts of violence and torture enacted on these marginalized groups. You should be ashamed. By the way, as someone who was raised Catholic her entire life, I grew up in the Catholic Church. I was very, very involved. I talk about this in my You Can't Be MAGA and a Christian video. This is all Jesus talked about, was seeing how he stepped in when there were wrongdoings, when there were bad things happening, when there were people who were marginalized, who were impoverished, who were suffering. He stepped in and he helped. And the entirety of the good parts of Christianity call on Christians to do that work, to do that service to their fellow man, to help one another, to like this whole thing of like, well, you know, what can I do? I'm like, well, Jesus gave you the fucking all the instructions. So if you really want to,
it's called loving others.
Call yourself
it's called love thy neighbor.
Christian. You need to
actually be Christian and love thy neighbor. You're not Christian. You work with Satan. His name is Donald Trump. We know it. You don't know it. We know it. You don't know it. But we know that you work with Satan and Donald Trump. We know that you do. Ooh. Oh yeah, that imp buff. Oh yeah, that imp buff. Maybe I can gamble online. Last time it was dailies. sure there's some way that doesn't involve doing this twice. Ooh, I have a wand now. My shift 1 becomes wand when I'm Buy greens to eat. Every day. Every day. Looks like you can't stop doing that. Chanting doesn't make money. This enchant does. That's Cataclysm.
Step into action. Like, this is just so fucking backwards and bullshit to me.
And now I realize how disillusioned it is to live that way, just to sit idly by and let this kind of stuff happen. I cannot put the toothpaste back in the tube.
Maybe it'll get better. I think the right wing is about copium. Maybe it'll get better. Maybe Jesus will come.
I've seen the world for what it is. The veil has been lifted. So yes, while it might seem completely obvious to a lot of y'all, we've been saying this for years. We've been saying this for a decade. We've been talking about these people for years. Well, I finally can hear it now.
Because it affected me. Because I didn't get what I wanted. Like, it's so transparent. And again, Carter Brown is going to go on a whole fucking journey in this video. We're going to get further into it. But this is what I constantly hear. It's the, I'm the victim. I didn't know. How could I have known? Blah, 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 blah. Babe, I don't know what to tell you. There were so many signs. Now we're brought to the second video. This is where it kind of blew up?
You know, I thought it would be easier the more I talked about leaving MAGA, being a 3-time Trump voter, but I have to be completely honest with you that it's not getting easier.
You fucked over
and
your
it actually feels like it's getting more difficult. And I don't think people really realize how counterintuitive the hate that I receive when you can take one look at my page.
Oh, well, you fucked over your country, piece of shit. If you didn't know that's what you were doing, well, you know, God will strike you down. You're fucking dumb. You sold out your own country, piece of shit. If you didn't know that was what is that that's what it was, then you're a fucking idiot who buys grift from right-wingers, you know? I mean, I don't know. God damn it, can't you, like, give me a better map than this? I can't click on this map, it's so... Not Duskwood. Why can't I click on this map? It's so annoying. Is it, yes, Red Ridge. Red Ridge? Yeah, Red Ridge. He's at 1%. You didn't kill him. He's at 1%. Jesus Christ, you fucking piece of shit developer. You suck so much dick.
can see that I am doing the work. I read a comment this morning that
You sold out your country. Nobody's going to be sympathetic to you.
I've been deconstructing from...
I wondered how bad this would be for you guys when you understand that you stabbed your family and countrymen in the back. Is it going to be really bad for you? Because I'm going to lick the tears. That's odd. I'm pressing forward shield. Nope, you fucked me again. Jesus Christ, man. Why were you like this back then? You're such a piece of shit developer, even back then. Why? I had a full racial and a hot going. And yes, I do.
Christianity and left MAGA. I do not speak about it because the hate you receive from the left is no different from the hate you received when you were in the cult. I'm just minding my own business and rewiring my whole belief system. What people don't understand is how hard it is to actually wake up and realize your entire life has been a lie, and now you have to start over from scratch. I'm not going to allow any negativity from anyone into my life. It's hard enough to do this. I can't see. I had to stop and gather myself. Not only that, I'm not going to be a part of any political party or religion ever again, so the expectation of the left thinking we have to vote blue now in order to make amends or something is not something I want to be a part of. The amount of "I'll never forgive you" I see in your last video is enough for me to never try to speak up on anything that's happened to get me here. My entire family is deep Southern conservative Christian Republicans. It's been buried into my whole system since birth. Seeing my truth and removing myself from it has been the hardest thing I've ever done. I don't really know what else to say other than, like, I don't think that this is what the left wants. You've been shouting for people to wake up for years, and people do, and you just want to harp on, and I get it, that it didn't.
I'm sorry, it's I can't laugh. I'm sorry, I can only laugh. I can't cry with you because you kind of condemned a generation of Mexicans to ostracization. You kind of went to war with Venezuela and fucking Iran. You have been going to war with your own people, with your own Dogecoin, is selling out your own people to your own lobbies and stuff, and backing Israel over your own Americans. And I'm terribly sorry, but I don't like you. I forgot, but I wasn't home. I was like, night guys, because I was going to just leave. But no, I can't leave until I get to the fucking inn. No mercy. Okay. I am gonna play some fucking... I don't know what I'm gonna play. I'm probably gonna play some Overwatch, I think. Yeah, I probably will play some Overwatch. We'll play some Overwatch in regs, I think. Because I'm drunk. No mercy.
happen soon enough. And I don't believe that. I can't believe that. I have too much hope in my soul to roll over and die. I don't know what the solution is, but I know it's not to beat people while they're already down.
I'm gonna get into my thoughts a little bit later, but I was not the only one who had a real problem with this.
I had a real problem with this. Yeah, I really, your alligator tears as you push people whose main currency is genocide. And I'll say it again, bitch. And I mean bitch. You're a fucking bitch. Fuck you, bitch. Your alligator tears for these genocidalists. No sympathy.
Something that people like her need to realize is that trust is something that is earned. It's
Crocodile tears. Sorry, I think of for some reason I think of right-wingers as alligators, not crocodiles.
It's not given. Expecting everyone who was harmed the most by your harmful ways of thinking to just open up their arms and to just be like, oh, I forgive you. I'm glad you saw the error of your ways.
I'm glad you saw the error.
That's just not realistic, okay? Especially after you voted for that man 3 times. 3 times. Jesus. The best way to earn people's trust is to consistently, over time, show that you actually truly have changed. Continue to do the work. Continue to be genuine in doing your work. Continue to combat against the people who used to think the way they...
That's how I feel, too, about all the dumb, bad shit that I did. I just try to be a good person now.
You did that are...
I don't say, oh, woe is me, please support me while I lead the right wing who tried to kill every woman, Mexican, and child, or raped every child, or whatever, right? It's like, no, I'm just hoping that you get better.
Continuing to cause harm, and then over time, maybe some...
I'm give you a reward since you quit.
Those people who didn't like you, maybe they might come around and...
I've quit heroin. I've quit methamphetamine. I've quit fucking like I don't know, ecstasy, all these other crazy ass drugs and shit like this. And it's like tobacco, you know, I've quit a lot of stuff and I'm not, no one gave me a reward. No one gave me a reward for quitting being fat or quitting alcohol or quitting tobacco or whatever.
They might see that
no one gave me a reward. I didn't quit alcohol. I'm talking about like abusing alcohol. I don't abuse alcohol. Not really, you know.
Really are doing the work, being consistent, and you know they'll open
for not being my enemy. That's as far as we go.
Up to trusting you.
Because you remember you kind of condemned a bunch of Mexicans to racism. That's my chief complaint with the right wing right now. They condemned a bunch of Mexicans to racism for like 1,000 years. And they should burn in fucking hell. That's the kind of thing Palpatine would do.
She's coming off like she's a victim when she's not the victim. She's not. The people who've
they're
been
like, oh, woe is me. Maybe if I quit, I won't burn in hell. Yeah, your intolerance, it was the road to hell. Fuck you. I hope Satan fucks you in your fucking ass, you stupid bitch. I don't have any sympathy for the fucking right wing. I don't have any sympathy. When we get out of hand, there's like STDs and the free love, flower power revolution. When you get out of hand, it's genocide.
Negatively impacted by Trump are the victims.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Why wouldn't we think about how difficult it is for you? Hey, have you ever seen one of these? This is called a passport card. I have to carry this.
I have to carry this wherever I go because of pieces of shit like you.
With me everywhere I go because the man you voted in put masked agents on the street who are kidnapping people who look like me. 3 times you did that. Yeah. So this is what I have to do now. But I'm sorry things are so difficult for you.
Deconstruction includes the discomfort. You don't get to just set that part of the deconstruction aside, demanding that the victims of your harm respond to you or speak to you in a certain way is, you just don't get to do that. And there are always going to be people that you harmed that are going to want to express that anger with you. We are not anti-fascist because we all believe we're gonna get along and be friends. We are anti-fascist because fascism is wrong. That's why so many people are mean and angry, because they see a lot of self-describing deconstructors who aren't actually taking responsibility for the harm that they've caused.
Now, I agree with everything that is being said here, and I'm going to add in a couple of my own personal thoughts. There is a big difference between people who deconstruct in private and do the work with respect, and the people who make a show of it, a performance of it, on social media. Whether you mean to or not, it is a performance. The crying in particular is a performance. The crying for views is a problem. Because short answer, you are not the fucking victim. You are complicit or a perpetrator of the violence that has been enacted. And the crying is a performance. I'm sorry. This is still centering yourself and your feelings. It's making it about you. This, to me, and again, I'm a little bit more cynical because I've been on the internet longer and I've seen people grift every which way. This, to me, is looking for pity. It's looking for sympathy. It's looking for forgiveness. It's looking for acceptance. And that is so not what this whole fucking thing is about. Is there value in people who left MAGA sharing their experience? Of course. Is there value in people publicly deconstructing? Yes. But there is a fine line. There is no value in trying to get us to feel bad for you or accept you. There is no value in crying about how people aren't being nice to you and handling you with bitch mittens after you voted for a literal Nazi 3 times and are just now realizing that that might have not been the best move. There is no value in it because it's not about you. It's not about you. It's not about you. This show of strong emotion that you have is not helping. You have already not helped enough. The way forward is centering the voices of people who have been directly affected by this violence. Black and brown voices, immigrants, trans people, disabled people. The other reason why I feel so strongly about this emotional reaction is because this is a perfect springboard for a grift. That may or may not be what some people are doing, but this vulnerability, using it to amass a following, has been used millions of times. Feigning allyship, building a loyal following of women, queer people, people of color, and then once you've secured your bag, falling right back into your right-wing ways or showing your true self. We should not be centering voices who have just come to the party. You know what I mean? Because respectfully, they don't know what they're fucking talking about. This is why I regularly amplify Black, brown, disabled, and trans creators, community organizers in my videos and in my description. Because even though I have been in this fight since the early 2010s, there are so many people who have not only been in this fight longer, but have been facing different struggles than I have and more severe struggles than I have. White people, my fellow white people, need to know that sometimes you just need to shut the fuck up. That's it. Shut the fuck up, let others talk, listen, and learn. There is a fine line between helping and harming with white people in particular, because a lot of the developments and epiphanies that white people have had when they deconstruct is something that Black and brown people, trans and queer people, immigrants, and disabled people have to do when they are literally children. It's trial by fire for these groups. Their reality is simply different than those of cis-het white people. There is so much pain in living in a world that you can only see. Seeing darkness that you can only see. That it feels like the rest of the world is oblivious to. And that is by design. It's designed to make you feel alone and isolated when your genuine hardship is being invalidated or being seen as not real. And then the violence, the very tangible violence and death of these groups that is disproportionate to cis-het white people. Now, again, I've experienced a very small part of this as a closeted queer woman growing up. My experience does not compare to that of my trans brothers, sisters, and siblings, particularly those who are Black and brown. Thank you, say it with me. This is a never-ending journey. I am constantly learning and unlearning and deprogramming and deconstructing, but I don't want people to think that it's like always painful all the time. It is a painful and uncomfortable process, no doubt, but it is also so beautiful. We are raised to believe that we can only live our lives in one way, and that's the right way. And any other way is scary and unnatural and wrong. I can speak to being a part of the LGBTQ+ community in particular, and holy fuck, queerness and transness and varied gender expression is so fucking special and beautiful. It is truly a whole nother world. Once you get it, it feels like you're seeing in color for the first time. That like gender is a construct, nothing is real. It's hard to explain, but hopefully some of my fellow queer people and trans people in the comments can like confirm this. Knowing that so much of what we are brought up with is like a fucking lie, especially in how we present ourselves and identify ourselves. It is so beautiful when you feel that constriction just fall away, when you feel the world open up. And as a white person, learning about cultures around the world is so beautiful to me. I am such a slut for folklore and storytelling and legends and myths. Learning about legends from other parts of the world is like one of my favorite fucking things to do. I also love the fashion, the architecture, the food. God, the food. Obviously, these marginalized groups are more than what they can provide to other people, more than what they can provide to the world. Their value and importance is inherent, it is innate, and this reluctance to just invite other people in because they're different, this reluctance to even just acknowledge the harm that has been caused to these groups over centuries, over thousands of years, is so fucking evil and unfair. I will never understand it, especially at some of these people's big fucking ages. Like, you spent your whole life believing that that was the most that life had to offer? Are we serious? Now, I want to address some of the critiques that I've seen, that leftists are being too harsh, that this is why people are being pushed to right-wing and fascist movements. You know, leftists are so mean, leftists are so mean. Let me make something very fucking clear. People are pushed to right-wing movements because they're racist, they're homophobic, they are bigoted in some way, and they don't want to change. These politicians affirm and validate the worst biases, and the biases that are already being reinforced by our white Christian patriarchy. If you are walking away from a fascist movement, capital F, fascist movement, and someone tells you, I don't forgive you for the violence that you've been complicit in, and that is enough to send you right back into the arms of Nazis and fascists, then your allyship was never real to begin with. You didn't want to change. You didn't realize that what you did was fucking wrong. You were never ready to leave. You were never ready to do the work. You just want to complain and you want to play the fucking victim. There are absolutely online leftists, typically white leftists, that don't have their priorities right. They don't contribute to their communities, but make no fucking mistake. Regarding the overwhelming majority of leftists, the reason why people feel alienated from leftist movements is not because leftists are being unreasonable. It's because these people are not willing to confront themselves. They can't handle the discomfort, and the right-wing movements allow them to be comfortable and not change. And this is a hot take. I will try to explain, so just stay with me. I don't think people should be praised for leaving fascist movements. I don't think you should be rewarded for doing the right thing. I don't think you should be praised for doing the bare fucking minimum and valuing different groups as human, finally. I think creating this expectation of praise is just another way to draw focus away from the real work and the people who actually need our help. To give an example on a smaller scale, I see this most often with my fellow white people, where they want to be so badly accepted by a black person, a gay person, a trans person, insert marginalized group here, to be seen as a safe person. The idea of like being invited to the cookout. They want to be seen as accepted despite their whiteness. And I think for many white people, it's to prove that they're not racist, that they're not bigoted. See, I'm not racist. I'm really close with this one black person, my black friend. I have a black friend. This landmark achievement means that they did. We live in a country with hundreds of years of systemic racism that still have an effect on the media we consume, the structures that dictate our lives, and the privileges that we have. Deconstructing is a lifelong journey. It does not end. And this, to me, is the same vibe or a similar vibe as expecting praise for moving away from the fascist death cult. I don't want people to be praised for that and then think, yay, I did it, and then end the work there. Especially now when most of them are only moving away because the cost now outweighs the benefits for them. And again, maybe that's me being petty, but also in no world am I in a position where I should be dishing out praise and forgiveness to these people. Because while I have been affected by this regime, people very close to me, people that I love, my friends, my family have been affected by this regime, there are so many who have been affected so much more than I for simply just being who they are, for just existing. And I would say similarly to any of my white viewers who see these MAGA defectors, they are not yours to forgive. They are not yours to praise. Absolutely fucking not. I better not see any of you in the comments being like, you're so brave. I'm so proud of you. You've come so far. Absolutely fucking not. If every black trans woman immigrant in the country forgives these MAGA defectors, then fine, you win. I forgive you. But right now, that is not the fucking case. Now, Carter Brown did make a follow-up video due to the overwhelming response in her comment section to decenter herself, that she is weaponizing her white woman tears to victimize herself.
I'm aware that my tears cause more harm to the people that I have already harmed. I didn't know that that was a thing until it was lovingly put in front of me, and sometimes not so lovingly put in front of me. I need to decenter myself. I do not need to cry like that anymore.
And that's great. If she's truly committed to doing the work, then good for her. I don't mean to be cynical, but we will never know if this is genuine or not. And again, this level of reflection is something that every marginalized group has already had to do. Maybe I'm being harsh, but I don't think she deserves praise and forgiveness for that. That's just how I fucking feel. So what can we all do? I don't recommend engaging with these accounts, frankly, because while Carter Brown is a great case study on things seeming to go in the right direction, things going right, that has not really been the standard. With a lot of these MAGA coming out videos, there's a lot of anger, understandably, in their comment sections, and many of them don't take it very well. They get defensive, they fall back on being the victim, that they didn't know. I did see a lot of comments, I think it was something like apologizing doesn't erase your impact or something. I'm not sure how much good that's gonna do. I don't know. If they're grifting, this is exactly what they want. Engagement is exactly what they want, good or bad. It's just tough because like social media is such a performance by nature. Is this something that you're truly interested in? Is this something that you want to dedicate yourself to? You could just do that in the private of your home. You don't need to do that on social media. But then there is also the benefit of some people publicly deconstructing, so it's kind of tough. For me, I usually just avoid those accounts because of my very strong feelings towards those emotional videos, especially when people are actively being murdered by this regime. And frankly, the idea of someone building up a massive following for doing the bare minimum of work doesn't really sit right with me. But one thing that you can do right now is follow and support Black, Brown, immigrant, trans, and disabled creators. I have a bunch listed in the description, but if you're only going to follow one person from this list, you need to follow Imani of Crutches and Spice. You should follow everyone because they're all great, and some of them are my mutuals and they're wonderful, but you need to follow Imani of Crutches and Spice. She's like right about everything, like all the fucking time. If you're looking to get involved in your communities in ways other than protesting, there is a doc listed in the description with plenty of options for you for all different kinds of skill sets and abilities. As always, I have Yvonne's GoFundMe linked below. She was supposed to attend university this year, but Israel bombed her home and her school out of existence. If you'd like to donate but you don't have the funds, you can always check out my D&D campaign, Westerly Academy, where all the ad revenue goes directly to Palestinian families. So by literally watching D&D, you are helping the people of Palestine. Make sure to check out our sponsor, Kitsch, in the description below. And if you would like to support me directly, you can always join my Patreon, which I've never mentioned this. My Patreon gets early videos and benefits for not only this channel, but also my second channel, Scully by the Sea. So it's a 2-for-1 Patreon. Maybe you should check it out. If any of you are interested in the Age of Scorpius drama with Milo Winter, I came out with a video recently on that. But yeah, that channel is mostly for like media analysis, TV shows, books, movies, things like that. As always, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you want to hear more from me. Please take care of yourselves and each other. Bye. Very special thank you to Bagel's dad, Derek, Anonymous, Tiny Axes, and Robin Bellows.
fun.
Ezra Klein is on our sound sheet.
I wanted to make sure that we get the context for this.
I listened to the context. We have enough. Yeah. Yeah.
Right here, I have a fruit that some say could end world hunger. It's spiky, kind of intimidating, and it looks like something that fell off the back of a dragon. But what you were looking at was quite possibly the most underrated life-saving fruit on the planet, because this thing, it doesn't just grow on trees the size of dinosaurs, but it feeds people like no other fruit really can. In a world that's constantly running out of answers, jackfruit might be one of the last ones left standing. Most fruits are seasonal and they're kind of high maintenance, but jackfruit kind of just does its own thing. It's the largest tree-grown fruit on the entire planet. Each tree can produce up to 200 of these things every year. They don't really need constant attention or chemical boosters to make them grow bigger. Each of the trees can live for decades, and each of the fruits can weigh up to 80 pounds. It's like if watermelon and pulled pork had a baby, but that's really just the surface. Jackfruit is native to South and Southeast Asia, India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka. In those places, it's not some exotic fruit. It's actually been around for thousands of years. In the Philippines, they caramelize it. In places like Kerala, people eat it boiled, dried, pickled. In Indonesia, it ends up in everything from stew to dessert. But outside of those regions, jackfruit has a weird double life. In the West, it's more known as vegan pulled pork in expensive cafes. They usually drain all the latex and remove all the grind around here. They break it apart into shredded chunks, then they saute some garlic and onions, and they toss in some jackfruit with some barbecue sauce. Personally, I think it's one of the greatest vegan inventions. But in parts of the world where people are actually hungry, jackfruit rots on the ground, completely ignored. So, what's really going on? Well, the part that no one really wants to admit, jackfruit's biggest weakness is time. Jackfruit isn't just large, it's particular. It only really grows in the tropics. It needs heat, humidity, rain, but not too much rain. And if it gets cold, even just a little frost, it's game over. The tree gives up like it never wanted to be here in the first place. In other words, jackfruit doesn't really do compromise. It's like that one friend who needs their room exactly 72 degrees with blacked out curtains and a white noise machine just to go to sleep. So even though jackfruit could feed the world kind of has to meet it halfway. And it's not just the climate. It can take up to 7 years to fruit, and that's a long time to babysit a plant without a single payoff, especially if you're a subsistence farmer where every season counts. You don't get to play the long game when you're planting for dinner, and jackfruit knows that, and it's not rushing for anybody. That's why container gardening and homemade greenhouses are becoming so popular. Imagine if you could grow a dwarf jackfruit tree on the balcony of your apartment, if you could genetically alter it to be able to withstand the cold. These, of course, are just merely ideas, but ideas lead to answers. To me, that's one of the strangest contradictions about this fruit. It's one of the most abundant, nutrient-dense crops on Earth, but it doesn't make itself easy to grow. Therefore, most farmers just skip it. The global jackfruit market was valued at about $250 million in 2023. It's expected to go up to about $450 million by 2030. That's only about a 4% annual rate, which is not horrible, but it's not that good. But it does make perfect sense. Ripe jackfruit spoils fast, and I mean extremely fast. It holds a lot of moisture and it has a delicate texture, so you only have about a week to use it after it's harvested. That's why farmers don't really grow it for profit, they grow it for personal use. They go with things that fruit faster, crops that are easier to sell, or the ones that won't die the second cold front moves through. That's why you never really see them sold whole, only in small plastic wrappings. Even though jackfruit could help solve food insecurity, it doesn't really fit our usual system of production. It's a fruit made for abundance abundance, but not for speed. That makes you wonder though, how did anyone decide to grow this tree in the first place? This is the part that's a bit strange. Even with all those limitations, some people are starting to realize what jackfruit can really do. Non-profits are starting to plant jackfruit in East Africa where droughts are common and food insecurity is rising.
Inspired by a visit to a Tanzanian farm in 2016, he decided to focus on jackfruit, locally known as bene.
To eat and also something to sustain me in terms of finance.
In Uganda, there are schools with jackfruit trees in the schoolyards. One tree can feed entire classrooms, and not just once, but season after season. When you're cutting jackfruit, it's important to oil up whatever you're using to cut it. It has a latex that's really sticky and it gets all over your tools and it stains your hands. It can get really bad. My father told me that if you rub down your axe with coconut oil, it keeps everything from sticking. And I find that it's best to use a loofah with some oil on it to rub down your tools. So while my family oils down the axe, I wanted to take 2 seconds to tell you guys about my Patreon. If you want to see the behind the scenes of the videos and learn things about growing, I'm posting all my audio files and journals on Patreon. It's crazy, but I get so many messages and comments these days. So if you want to kind of talk with me, it'd be much easier to do on Patreon. It should be the first link in the description, but now that that's out the way, back to the video. In Bangladesh, jackfruit is actually the national fruit. When the country gained independence in 1971, part of building a new national identity involved choosing symbols tied to the land and culture. And jackfruit was a symbol of generosity and abundance, something that could feed a whole village. During hard times, people there survived off of it, literally. But the part most people ignore is that we're moving into a future where confusion on climate change and human politics is rewriting where and how we can grow food. The crops that we rely on, wheat, rice, soy, they're all really fragile in their own way. They depend on stable seasons and massive infrastructures. But jackfruit, it doesn't need any chemical inputs. It just needs the right place and time. And if we're as smart as we think we are, we'll start listening to what that actually means. Because there are places in South America, in sub-Saharan Africa, in the tropics of the Caribbean, where jackfruit could thrive. Places where kids go hungry, but there's land, there's heat, there's possibility. And maybe that's the point. Jackfruit isn't just a fruit, it's a bet, a quiet one. A bet that maybe not everything worth planting needs to be fast. That maybe the most powerful things grow slowly, and that hunger might just be solved by the things we've ignored the longest. Which is pretty insane.
17-2. 17-2, bitch. 17-2. Really good. Wait, I want you to cancel. No, you took me in again. I better go piss. Get off my butt, kitty. I gotta pee. Thank you. I'm sorry, I gotta move. Get out of my way. Gotta go pee, I'm sorry. Oh no. I have to pee, I don't care. I better leave. I don't want to trick these people. I better leave. It's a quick play. I can't do these things. I'm sorry. Leave again. I'm sorry. I have to pee. God damn, I killed this bottle, bitch. I absolutely did. I killed this whole bottle. What the fuck's wrong with me? It's not that I'm an alcoholic. It's that I'm just very good at drinking. I've always been very good at drinking. I've had people who are good at drinking around me before. It's fucking annoying. I'm good at drinking. Most people suck at it. I'm fucking good at drinking. I'm good at drinking. I'm good at mixing it with my job. It's not like I'm drunk every day either. What the fuck? I don't know, man. I'd rather be drunk every day and just embrace it, like my father or whatever. I don't know. Much better. Okay, now, I believe I log off Eve now. Goodbye. I don't want it taking up my computer. In the meantime, I will watch something. Yep, and we'll do some Overwatch. And then I'll go and try and win a Fortnite match. The drunker I get, the more I'll try to win a Fortnite match, you know? I'm going to go into Fortnite really drunk, and I'm going to try and win again. I've lost a crown every time I played or something. I've lost a crown every time I played for a long time because I'm always drunk. It's fucking stupid, but I'm still way better drunk than most of these people are at fucking Fortnite even. 21. Everybody else here is level 4. I expect this to go well. Come on, you fucking robbed me! Piece of shit developer! What the fuck was that? was toxic. I'm gonna leave. Bye. You shit on noobs' dreams. You fucking cocksucker Blizzard. Fuck you, asshole. Fuck you, piece of shit developer. Gotta get off your worthless piece of shit game and your toxic dreams, you fucking shithead cocksucker developer. Fuck you. Go play a better PvP game. Okay, going to Fortnite now. Fortnite. Okay.
Despite all efforts and defying all odds, immersive sims are not dead. This shadowy little subgenre still lurks around the corner, holding a box over your head, eagerly waiting to slam down a payload of first-rate gameplay into your soft little skulls before it slips into the nearest ventilation duct. AAA companies have long abandoned anything that doesn't say live service on the label, and so it falls once more to passionate small studios and solo developers to keep our dreams alive. What dreams, you say? The dreams of playing those elusive box-stacking, code-cracking, vent-crawling, body-hauling masterpieces that defy classification.
You can get your own cigarettes too, you know.
As always, touching all the buttons down there and spewing some comments goes a long way to helping our little channel survive. We also have a bustling tavern over on Patreon if you'd like to shower us with love and dollars. But for now, let's crack our knuckles, open our laptops, and get right into the thick of it. Because there's even more small developers